But it didn't this time. And thank God. Thank you, Lord. I have the beams of light, and I've been attacked. My momentum is fucking going. How do you know when you're doing it right? Whatever it is, it could be all kinds of areas. You still got to know something to show you you're doing the right thing. One of the things I find all the time that I take as a sign from Mother Nature in the verse, feather. A feather in my path where I'm walking, where I find it, is a good sign. It's a you're doing a good job, sir. Here you go. This is for you. And I pick it up and I have it, like this one. And it is for me. And I take it like that. There are ways to get messages that it's not happy with you. I don't get as many of those because I don't go that way. And if I did, would I even be able to read them? Probably wouldn't want to read them. Probably wouldn't have an answer. But these will even get smaller. If it's not that good and it's some minor detail, I get a little bitty feather. And it's almost a joke, but they're telling me I could do better. I get that. But they're also giving me a sign because it's very difficult to find a very small feather and all, you know, with the wind taking it all away and such. Not a very rare occurrence. I do have a very minute feather here, although it's probably over there instead of right here, but it's something I've been looking at and thinking a lot about because I see it. Now I've got a strike. That's what I got. And you know what I said? That I'm medically misinforming again? Which is not the case. I'm going to have to make this video, and I'm going to put the fucking video up and share it using one of the other channels I have. In fact, I'm going to use the one that only has one subscriber, Gandermesh. Gandermesh channel, I would watch YouTube. All the nasty stuff you wouldn't want to watch on your normal channel. Titties and boobs, on that one. That's why I didn't use it as my immediate alternate channel when I was really getting strikes. When I was really in the battle. I'm still in the battle, I've never quit. And they sort of relaxed, because if you don't notice, the pandemic isn't really in effect right now. There's some areas that are still suffering because, like, well, Australia, ask Australia why they're doing all the same stuff they're doing. And you already know, because it didn't have nothing to do with that. And they still want it, because that's what they wanted. That's a sign. Something wasn't right with all this. I don't know, and I don't care. Like I said, I didn't get the vaccination, so I can't say I know anything about it. I didn't get it. I'm not medically misinforming you or informing you of anything. I'm telling my experience in the form that it's entertainment only. This is not for consumption. Don't say and strike this channel. I didn't go through all that bullshit to put it out there like that. And you went through all that bullshit to give me a strike because you're using the machine or some human, and you didn't do it fast. You took a while. You let some people watch this video, only the person I wanted to see it the most, the one that could comment, and they already done. So what are you doing, YouTube? Violating my free speech. You don't think that's going to cost you? I didn't say anything I didn't see. They recently came out with a graph. I saw it. So what I told about it? I can't tell what I saw in the news. Is it going to be like that with y'all? Are y'all going to be that hardcore on the command and control? Nothing's going to change. I didn't tell anything anymore. Your secret's safe with me. In case you don't know, that you're colluding with them. And might as well have done something wrong yourself. They don't have things like that in place other than to protect people that are guilty. If you don't know that, YouTube, other people, I don't know what to do for you. There's no other fucking disease that we experience, and there's ones that kill the shitload out of us. You don't do that for cancer. You don't do that for AIDS. There's nothing you do that for except this thing, which is suddenly timed to occur after they pinned it down to be scheduled to occur when it occurred. So if you think there's not something fishy about it, you're complicit, not me. You're misinforming people, not me. I told the news what's on the news. I don't give a fuck about it, medically or nothing. I didn't experience COVID. I didn't catch it. I didn't get a shot. I may say that from time to time. You're going to continue to strike me as if I'm informing someone. I didn't get it. That's my experience. I didn't need it. And frankly, I was actually going through some other shit and sharing some other shit was the topic of the focus. There was no focus in that. It was way later in the video I even mentioned it. It was necessary, though. And I might have said something true that I wasn't supposed to. That violates that. And if I did, I had to. And it got through enough. You should consider what you're doing. You're violating my free speech. And you're keeping me from doing my shit for a whole week. Which is going to alter my progress. And I'm not going to allow that. Because I got momentum build up. And I have to make this video and post it either way. The only time, like when this thing, it has the little indicator and it shows up. It pops in and it tries to disappear real fast. They want you not to notice what they're doing with some of this shit. For most reasons, they get away with it. They have the platform. They put it out there. They gave the freedom to snare us in, to profile us and do all that stuff to see who's saying what. The whole time, they knew exactly what they wanted to be able to be said and not. They were always planning to throttle communications, and they've done real fine at doing that. Channels are gone. Great channels that put out shit, not doing a damn thing wrong, but exercising their creative rights. Gone. Eliminated. Because of ideologies that you bring to the table and have, not us. People are the people either way. Can't make them believe or do anything they're not going to fucking do. Period. All this command and control shit, you're not saving any lives. That's a lie. There's no sense in pretending what you think you're doing or marketing it to be, because you're not doing it. You're not even on the people's side when you do that. And you're like the one fucking place most of human earth civilization has that they can get on and share right now. Whether or not they have a base of people that'll see it or not, that's to be seen. And a little bit subject to them, their will to be putting something out there that'll go further than meets the eye. But you're fucking up, YouTube. You are. Now I'm experiencing catastrophic transformational change in the way I perceive the reality. I mean, like, it's hardcore. It's great. I can't say it likes to click in and show locator. It wants to know where I'm at when I say shit like that. It has to. I don't care if you're watching me. I'm more aware of you watching me than you'll ever be of me watching you. So censoring me is retarded. It's actually a waste of effort. There's no good that you can actually come of it, because no one's going to hear anything I don't need to say. They're not going to be interested. And nobody probably even noticed but the one person that watched my video that was longer than normal. And you pulled the dirty card on me. And now you've got me caught into that. I'm almost falling for it because I still had to appeal and I forgot I could do that. Oh, I did. And I've won before, and even on less of an infraction against me, and fast. I'm sure they'll take the full time, because I noticed it said it's up to 72 hours, and they continue to watch. Is that necessary? I mean, seriously. Do I need to see the locator drop down to show me it sees, and it disappear? Why would it even be on? Turn it off, so you have it on. So I do have it on. Turn all this other shit, conserve your battery. I have to. Like, I'm having to optimize every bit of everything I've got. It's becoming available in a small time to make adjustments, and you have to do it when the time is now. They've taken up too much of my time, but this is a free speech right. Because they're violating us, and they're doing it. They've not stopped in their war against us and what they're trying to do and get away with. What they're trying to do and get away with isn't right, and it's not based in anything good. It's just control and system lord shit. They want it, we got it, they know it. Mostly people don't fully know they got the power. It takes you a while to come to that realization. People like YouTube, with all the things that they have, you can't even appeal in any real sense because you're limited to 100 words, and that's not enough. You can't make your case in 100 words, and they already prove you guilty. You're guilty. You're blocked. No sharing for you. Just throttle his ass. That shows something's wrong with the state of things. This isn't fucking China. This isn't fucking North Korea. This is America. When they start doing stuff like that, it's a sign. It's a sign of the same war for freedom that we have to fight, and we have to go harder on it. You don't make me but fight harder what you're doing being wrong. You don't have to be wrong, YouTube. You can be a little better than you are. I know you're not completely right, and I don't really care. I have my channel, I do my own thing. But you threaten me, you threaten my life, because I have to make doing this something I do. It's important to me. I have to talk, I have to put myself on blast, and I don't like doing that. There's 100 other things you could find fault in me that I could have the cops connected to and be in trouble, and I don't have to worry about it. Because ultimately, I'm not a lawless soul. I'm a little errant, a little wild, but I'm not out of bounds. And I have the heart that is in full effect, and it's growing its love and shining its light, as seen here. The things that are going on, I would look for a job today. I would take this whole day to do it. Dedicated to the day. And today I'm not. Not only is it Saturday, which isn't really the day to do that. It's not. Not only are they customizing messages to me that make it all the way to my drop down. I can't block with them stopping. They don't stop because they somehow utilize their will to market to me shit. It's not what I wanted. Everything I've added, searched for, put forward that can be drop down notified is regarding remote job work. Nothing to do with half the jobs they even are offering. They're customized to mind control to show that they're tracking my interests real time and can send a notification that follows that in sync. They know what I care about, and they must be able to read our minds. I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about whatever's going on with phones and such. For a long time, people have suspected phones of doing all kinds of shit. They've told on them. They've had stories. And all along, the phone, where it had this capability, told on itself. And it did it honest. If you look at it and see, if you can see, you'll notice it does it. When you say something about something you're interested in and they send you the sales that are all that, you know it heard you. It has that capability. You're not fully aware that it's kept reading what you think. You think it's not? They probably won't even say it can do that for another 10 years if they ever admit it. It's aware of it now. It's not as difficult to get that information as you may think. You're emanating brainwaves right now. There's frequency coming out of you. This whole thing is set up on frequencies. The phone is frequencies. They use the crystal, they cut it a certain way, and make phones. That's what they are. It's fucking crystals. Using a cross-section cut of the lattice, it gives you a frequency band that they can put pressure on and piezoelectrically activate. That's all a phone is. Communicate to one to the other. I don't fully understand all of it either, but I know it's based in crystals, because it is. And crystals, I love them. I can't fucking get enough of them. Not all crystals, just some. The ones I care about. The ones that I've made my allies. And we're in agreement. It's not as easy to get that type of relationship out of the mineral kingdom, and it's simpler than the plant or animal kingdom, which are closer to us, more complex. You're getting some real closer to source base shit if you get allegiance out of a metal that has no problem killing your ass in the form of a bullet, no problem lopping off none of your limbs in the form of a knife, a blade. Will pulverize the fuck out of you in the form of a freight train if you should so feel daring and wish to find out. Fuck up and find out. because you will. But when a metal, a mineral, something of that density has any sort of feelings for you or is aware of your existence, which isn't for its reality the same for you, being fully personalized, individuated consciousness, you got all kinds of quirks, habits, traits. Fucking mineral don't do nothing but sit there. Mostly. But it has an existence that is also life. It is alive to some degree. To understand it, who knows? What is you looking for, dog? This dog is sniffing on top of my table like it's got something it can get. You smelling my tacos? I know I gave you all your food. I gave it to you. It's your mama now. See, mama's got me babysitting. She knows she could bring these dogs here, and now, what has happened? The guy that cleaned up the room has come over and seen these dogs are in there. What happens? Well, that's not. I don't care. So what? This is still my house. There's nothing to do with it. Anything that he's done of his own accord and done it for himself. But the room is still my room. Whether it's clean and it's got stuff in it or not is irrelevant. Not that I care, but I do a little bit. Because I noticed, and it causes me a little bit of discomfort, because this person, I need to rent this room. I can't pay for all of this myself. I need a roommate. I wasn't shopping for one, and there's only one person that qualifies to be. I'm okay with them. I don't have any problems. I'm not even interested in what they're doing enough to be neutralized and on my end of the house. I'd rather be able to have it myself and not have to deal with any of that. But I don't. I don't have any income at all. And not only am I not worried about it and feel okay and like I'm in the proper on track to get there, I'm taking this day to put forward the glow and have suffered a strike, which is why this video is going to be posted and on a different channel, but it's me, it's Darkhitect. Using the channel I have to choose to upload this to. It doesn't have strikes because it didn't put videos on it. It doesn't have any, so what are you going to do about it? Is anybody going to see it? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I have to make it because part of what is healing me and transforming my ability to make these videos better is going through the change right now. The whole time I've gone through this in increments of different times, I make videos. I sit and I look at myself and I let come out of me what I know to be the case, as close to the fucking honest truth as I can give from my perspective and as useful and forward momentum as I can fucking muster. And I'm going through some hardcore transformations. Like, seriously, it feels great. Whatever's happening, it needs to be, is, and I'm feeling it today like no other time ever. It is real. I can't disembrace from it. If I wanted to, I wouldn't know how to unlock myself from it and go into normal feelings as I had before. There's not a possibility of being able to go back. Will I normally just chill the fuck back out? Probably, but I don't feel like there's no necessity or stress involved in this excited that I have. Normally there's a apprehensive tension involved in some sort of excitement or elevated mood. And I'm not experiencing anything of the sort at all. I find myself pretty neutral in as much as I can say, I could probably go in there and go to sleep if I wanted to. I just did it because I need to sleep. I didn't even get enough sleep and I woke up at 8:30. 30 minutes before I would normally wake up. What do you make of that? Now there is some negative habits that I have that I've actually driven the use of to a degree of continued every fucking time to hammer at a goal that I never stopped hammering at that goal. And not only did the giant most crack occur in whatever rock of that it is, to some degree there's like a rock, a giant blockage or something there, because I'm pushing through despite using the means that are there and not any other thing about it. Why? Because it's something I can do. I continue to choose to, and one could judge me for if I was to put all this shit out there in such a way as I wouldn't want to be judged like that. I wouldn't be able to judge someone like that without it being my problem for not giving them their due, because that's part of it. Some people smoke weed and they don't have a problem sharing that. I'm one of those people. If you have a problem with it, you know some of the things that are not good about it, then great, that makes two of us. But if you don't want to watch anything I say because you see me smoke weed, there's something wrong with you. You're missing something. And you're judging too heavily someone, and you're not taking a message. I've had this occur early in my channel where people cussed me out for using the language I use. Now, I've made different attempts to try to adjust my language. And ultimately, I find it's not as important as it seems to with trying to communicate with people where they're at. I don't give a fuck. And I need to have that. Don't give a fuck about certain things that really matter or they don't. Now, in this case, it's the freedom to be able to express something and say fuck. I don't fully like myself saying the word, to be honest. I don't have a problem saying that. But using it in the verb form in its best of a more accurate use to say something like that, fuck. Like, wow. I use it, and I use it freely. And I discharge it from any of its previously encumbered weights that may be added to it by other people that don't know where I'm coming from. And I'm going to forward that using these beams of light so that if in some way it offends you, I hope to lessen that because I do care. I don't want to offend you and I don't want to just talk filthy. The freedom that I'm using to be able to speak like that without actually going through some hardcore discipline and changing and altering my way of speaking to not have such words, I've attempted a few times in my life. Ultimately, I don't go very long because I don't find it as valuable for me to change more. Because if I did, I would have done it. Would have done it. It would be happened. It would be not even something to talk about because it wouldn't be occurring. Our ability to speak reality and then be finding ourselves in that reality due to the creation of it by the words we say is not only real. You can call that medical misinformation if you want, because it'll carry your ass. It'll make you sick or fucking heal your sickness. Strike that. I'm giving that. That's information. Misinform all you want. There's nothing about it that's not the case. True. It is true. It is what it is. There's nothing that's coming from me saying it that's making it not true. You could debate it all you want, but you would not experience it if you weren't able to experience it. That's the facts. You can't change that either. And most of the facts involved in the statement are only applicable to the viewer that can accept them. It's not forced on anybody. I'm not making anything in the form of a word that you can't hear me saying. It's not going to cause you to get into a wreck if you're driving and you suddenly hear this said. It's not going to fucking destroy your world, put you in another one. But everything that you say becomes the world you then live. This is true. I didn't know this when I was born or began my life. I found it to be the case. And it's my personal belief, which is not enforced upon anyone else. Nothing I say should be interpreted as advice that you should take, medicine you could use, anything other than entertainment. Now, if my own truth is entertaining to me to be able to share, it should be entertainment to you. Because I'm giving it to you as close to not just being entertainment as humanly possible. And I don't even know what category I've said. I changed the box of what my videos were at some point in time. And I knew it was going to greatly affect how they censored or didn't. But ultimately, I could be that channel too. If it wasn't entertainment, which that is one of the selections, there's some sort of educational, there's political. I think there's a few different boxes. I could check them. But there's a lot of different topics I talk about. But just from the point of view that I have, in the attempt to expand my awareness, other people's awareness with it, and towards a better future for all involved. I don't think that anyone that doesn't hear what I'm saying know and believe I'm coming from some place of truth that I've got to know to shake my head and look at you and look at myself saying it. It's causing me to judge everything that's coming out because I'm responsible, and that's the level of scrutiny that they're putting at us, that I have to now be careful again. When I'd been free of that for so long, I don't even know how long it's been. I think there was a time in the early year, and I don't even know if I'm not confusing this for a year before that, where, and it might be a year before, actually, to be honest, what I actually think it might be. It had been a whole year in the January, February time that I'd got the last strike I could get, and one more would be my ass and my channel gone. I didn't have any more problems after that. Because not only did the severity of the pandemic drop, and it did, it hasn't elevated again in such a way. Now they still have some of the same policies, or there would not be a strike regarding this shit. They were at the time, and it's appropriate because if they were actually doing in the time to keep people safe like they pretended to be, or said they were, which they don't, nothing about any of that helped anybody. It hurt us. People didn't get information they needed for reasons that were at fault on that your end, not mine. Party, YouTube. I didn't make a pandemic. I didn't do anything but experience it and survive too. So how am I at fault? What am I going to tell somebody about it in the future so they know something they don't know? It's not medical advice either way you put it. I don't have the capability to give medical advice to anybody. Nobody would misunderstand anything I said for that. That's lies. It's extreme censorship trying to control because it connects them with, they are all connected. I'm not connected to it. And I disconnect myself. I didn't have anything to do with any of the vaccines. I didn't make them. I don't know anybody in my family. It's not anybody. Nobody I even know had anything to do with any of the creation of that. And frankly, I don't know enough or care enough about them because I don't take them anymore. I actively don't vaccinate at all myself, nor do I trust that stuff. And I'm a lot more skeptical about the efficacy, frankly, and I don't know, and I'm not saying that for someone else. I'm saying my experience and what I think. There's not a fucking thing that should cause an American to be able to not just say something like that. Because I'm actually threatened, censored, and on another track that you've put me on, and I'm agreeing to it because I'm fighting for free speech when I'm making this fight. Because this is the time I needed to speak. And if you stop me, which I'm not going to allow because I'm going to just bypass it, and my friends will share my video or they won't. Because it's important or it's not. It'll get where it needs to go because it does. So all that petty shit is petty. You're not even doing it. You make so much money, YouTube. People that have channels that can run ads make so much more money than I thought. I would be so able to do so many things if I made that amount of money. The only thing that I do and push myself in doing is making these fucking videos. And the algorithm's got me in some sort of way, or they don't share me, or I'm censored or shadow banned to some degree behind shit like this. And it's not anything that I've done wrong. It's the fucking closeness to the truth that I want to get and I'm willing just to freely talk about that is threatening someone's ass that's out of bounds in how they're actually dealing with us in reality, other selves. They're not the self. They are to their self the self, and they're not positive helping anybody with that shit. They're only serving their own self. They're not serving other self at all. They're serving bullshit to other self, and they're keeping good shit for them. The money, all the shit you get for doing it. I don't know about things like that because I'm not party to it. I'm not doing evil to my brother, mankind. I'm not silencing them when they have something to say. That's not what I'm doing. I don't even have an ability to do that in any capacity. But you do. And you're exercising it with me. which is not karmically debt to doing wrong by anything that I've done. I've been silenced, and you're exercising some form of something, and it's not going to be good because it ain't right. Nobody would have thought anything of medical information. That's not true. Not at all. Not only did what I say I saw on the news, and they showed the graph, and they were very deliberate about what they showed. It was people that got saline, nobody died. People that took the shot, the graph does this. That's exactly what it does. People that got strong dose of the shot. This was on the news. It's not my information. It's not misinformation. They're sharing it on the news. It's on YouTube. You can see it. I've seen it twice. 3 times actually. But I'm talking about it, not showing it, using my own words, so they strike me because of the topic. It's a sore spot for them. Somebody's in the wrong, obviously. Is it not the case that somebody's in the wrong and done wrong or deliberately misinformed theirself, the public, on what they're doing in regards to either the curing of an ill or the causing of one? I think the truth is self-evident. The proof's in the pudding type shit. Not my pandemic. And no, I'm not a doctor. Nothing I could say can be that, but they're still doing this medical misinformation shit to people like me, who really wasn't even talking about it. It was a very fucking other topic shit. It wasn't even the focus. It just came out. Because I'm trying to get flow of my soul into the form of words to make the videos. What did I hit? I hit the fucking stumbling block. Is where they're going to try to make us guilty for something that we didn't do, they did. In that process. That's a point I need to make. But I took my time and I did it right. I'll never regret that, and I'll share it to the right channel, and then I'll share the link to that to my friends on my other channel. So it'll get out, and I won't worry about making videos until my strike is removed or my week is up. But you bet your ass I'm going to feel every bit of it, because this is important to be able to do. And restricting me from doing it is threatening my life to a certain degree that's real. It is my life, and it's important to live and to grow. And this platform is helping, but then it suddenly hits you. And it's a hit, it's a punch, it's an attack on my ability to freely speak, using some law that's in violation of actual reality, not the opposite. Because what their legal fine print says just gives them the right to restrict what we're saying because somebody's at fault. They're covering each other's ass. There's no one, only the really fucking brain dead and cult indoctrinated people think differently. They don't want to hear anything that people like me say, people like you say, and they say we're tinfoil hat people. Maybe we are. There's no real difference between the truth seeker and the member of society cult. The difference is that reality provides the status for me, and I have to get it from something that's so ambiguous and so untenable to that person that it's almost not even fathomable. They have to just make something up and call it that to have something to label it. And it's not where they're at, because they're letting people that are actually trying to do them harm, make money out of them, throw them away, and have as limited fucking anything to do with them as possible, while making full use of them for monetary gain or body use, experiments, whatever the fuck people use other people for. They're doing that, and they're letting those people set the parameters, pretending the whole time like somebody cares, like somebody's keeping them safe, and a bunch of other shit that's not even true. It's all lies, and it doesn't take very smart of a person to just look. If you'd look and question some of the things you're just taking as fact, people, you'd see how bullshit it is. It's just society and it's fake. You know, so there is polarization going on. The choice on if you're going to serve other or self. You have to serve self enough to get yourself in position to serve other self, so don't forget that. But to serve self at the denial of service to other is very bad. And it's the choice 3D is all about. So it's already been called in what you've chosen, and it's already going into fourth density. In a lot of ways, we're already there. But, you know, there's going to be a lot of weird snags and flows of reality that just seem weird between there and here and now. And some people aren't going to make it, and although they're alive, they're already dead. That's a weird thing to say, but you'll find it to be true. Because some people didn't make it, they've died inside. Other things have taken up residence in their vessel, not the original. Is that medical information? I don't know, ask your doctor. So he can lie to you.